Keith, not a bad day around here. I was up in Lewiston earlier. People were kind of remarking about how warm it was for January.
Not bad.
But it seems like all eyes really are on this storm for Sunday. The Jetport, right, already issuing some kind of warnings about airlines kind of, maybe not cancellations yet, but they're already starting to warn
I
people.
always wonder about those because, like, all it does is give anxiety to the person who has the flight that day. Because, like, you can't, if you call up and change it, you have to pay the change fee. You have to wait for the airline to do it. I've gotten several messages like that, and I said, "How much do you care about this trip? If you don't care about the change fee, go for it. Otherwise, you'll wait it out." We'll talk about the timing of this in a minute. This is a Sunday storm, so it's only if you're traveling on Sunday that would be an issue. We've got the last of the snow showers moving out. We had a coating to a half inch in a couple spots with those squalls into the mountains and foothills especially. That marks a colder air mass. So tonight's cold, teens all the way to the coast, a lot of low single digits in the mountains. Wouldn't shock me if one of these spots got down to 0 for an hour or so early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's bright, but we really do struggle temperature-wise in the 20s through the day, despite the sunshine, teens into the mountains, and it will be breezy too, so there will be a wind chill factor through the day. And then tomorrow night is partly cloudy and a little bit warmer, and we start with some sun, I think, on Saturday, but clouds come in through the middle of the day into the afternoon. And the snow looks like it comes in around midnight. Now, there's going to be a little jostling back and forth on that timeline, but this is 11 o'clock. So around that time over western Maine and back through New Hampshire. We've had a really good beat on this storm, I feel like, since last weekend as far as it being around and being a relatively major storm for someone. The question has always been, how far north was this low going to get to move into this ridge of high pressure to our north? And the answer is kind of in between. This still looks like a bigger storm for the southern third of the state than it does for the rest of the state. And that's because this low is here, it's pretty strong, but it's a little what I would consider flat and suppressed. And so it doesn't necessarily have the latitude to pull that precipitation shield all the way across Maine. The low would have to be farther north. And so this is where it sits by Sunday midday in a position to really pummel Massachusetts, but maybe not so much Maine. Just the southern third or so of the state will see the heaviest accumulating snow, and then it snows all day Sunday, moves out on Sunday night. Closer in view here shows you that snow coming in Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Heaviest stuff through the mid-morning, middle of the day. By the way, way cold enough. Not a precipitation type issue at all. It's in the 20s for most of us through this entire event through Sunday afternoon. But look where that snow line kind of cuts off, right? Towards Bangor, towards Rangeley. And north of that, there's not much going on. And so we have our same map that we had from yesterday. The only thing I would say is if the model trends stick where they are, if they stay where they're at right now, I think this 3 to 6 is going to have to get pulled down south of Bangor, and they'll have to be put in the 1 to 3 because there's a lot of dry air up there. But I don't really like to go back and forth with each computer model run. That's not really what we do. That's not our job. And so I think where we are right now is a fair, safe place to be. By the way, very fluffy, easy to move snow. And it's funny, the mountains aren't going to get a ton of snow out of this, guys, as it stands. People think, oh, powder, I love that. You love to ski in it. Ski mountains actually like heavier snow because it sticks to the mountains. Wow. They get high winds, like places like Sugarloaf, some of the peaks at Sunday River, Saddleback, it gets blown off. So they'd actually prefer heavier stuff. That might come Wednesday. Unfortunately, that's going to come with some wind and some rain on Wednesday. So we'll keep an eye on that storm system. I'd say no question, Wednesday's storm will be more impactful to people than Sunday. It's a combination of it being a weekend and the wind and the rain part of it.
All right, Keith. Thanks so much.